today's video, I'm at the beach. I'm not going to talk about the beach. I just wanted to come out for a walk and have a video that I wanted to do for probably the last 4 or 5 weeks because of stuff that I'm reading in social media, and it's about the pyramid of football in Northern Ireland. So in this video, I think I have discovered how to fix the disparity, the sort of how to jump from intermediate up to NIFL level of football. But before I tell you what I've come up with, I'm going to talk about the actual pyramid in Northern Ireland. It's quite simple because Northern Ireland's not a big country. It's not like England. England's got 3 million different leagues, honestly, there's so many. But Northern Ireland's simple. The pyramid goes like this here. At the top of the pyramid is the NIFL Premiership. 12 clubs. And obviously you're a champion who goes into Champions League qualification. And then at the other end, either 1 or 2 teams get relegated at the end of the season, depending on the playoff, basically. So then you drop down to the Championship. Again, it's 12 clubs. Again, 1 or 2 people get relegated, but 1 or 2 teams, 1 or 2 teams get promoted. Then from that there, and this is where it gets a wee bit interesting, you get the NIFL Premier Intermediate League. So this is the 3rd tier, and it's the bottom tier of NIFL. And the teams vary. Some years there's 12, some teams there's I'm not saying this. Some years there's 12 teams, sometimes there's 11 teams, and basically 1 or 2 teams can get promoted, but the relegation's a bit different. Okay, so either no teams get relegated or 1 team gets relegated, and that's NIFL. This is great fun here. I love coming down to Sandhurst. Used to do workouts down here. So that's NIFL. NIFL's quite simple. It's 3 leagues: Premiership, Championship, Premier Intermediate. That's the names of the leagues. And there's approximately 32 teams. Again, that can change and has changed because of criteria and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, we're not getting deep into that there. So after that there level, it goes sort of regional. So after the NIFL pyramid part of Northern Ireland football, we'll call it that there, I think that's simple. You then drop into the 4th tier, but the 4th tier is regionalised, and you've got Ballymena Provincial League, which is made up of, it varies, 14-15 clubs. You've got the Mid-Ulster Football League, but they've actually got 2 leagues, Mid-Ulster A and Mid-Ulster B. And you've got the Northern Amateur League, which is 4 intermediate divisions. You've got Premier Division 1A, 1B and 1C. And then you've got the Northern Ireland Intermediate League, which is, it's falling apart. After that there, it's junior football. And there's junior football all over Northern Ireland. Like, it's just so, oh my goodness, there's junior football leagues everywhere. Like, there can't be many towns in Northern Ireland who don't have junior football. And I'm not focusing on junior football. Junior football only goes to, sorry, I'm trying to get around here so that there's no wind blowing. Junior football just goes to junior football. The pinnacle of junior football is to win the Irish Junior Cup and win your local leagues. So that's it. We're talking about intermediate league football here. This season, something's happened. PSNI have finished bottom of the league, and they have to drop out of the NIFL Premier Intermediate League. They have to drop out. They finish bottom. But then the question is, where do they go? And people are talking about this on social media. I've been talking about it. I'm confused by the whole thing. and other people have their opinions on it. And, you know, where do they go in the PSNI? There's an article in the Belfast Telegraph behind the paywall, so God knows what it says, about what's happening. So there's also chat about it in the Irish League forums. When an article or one of the posts that was put up was teams that have applied to go up to the NIFL pyramid next season. So somebody's put this on, and this is that Crewe, Oxford, them two are both mid-Ulster teams. Belfast Celtic, St James Swiss, Coke United, they're all Ballymena intermediate teams. Rathford Island Rangers, Comber Rec, they're amateur league teams. Maiden City, Strabane, their Northwest Intermediate League teams have all supposedly applied to go up into NIFL next season. Only one of them teams can go up, and only the teams that win their leagues are eligible to go up. Does the pyramid work? Yes and no. I don't think it's a bad pyramid. It's quite simple. You have your senior football, you know, and then you have your intermediate football. But it's the wee levels in between them that need fine tuning, in my opinion. And who am I to say this? I'm no one, but I'm someone with a vested interest in football in Northern Ireland, and I can see things, and I say things on social media, because I call things out. If I see things that are wrong, or people taking a hand, or I know things that are going wrong or going on that are wrong, I'll call it out because nobody else does it. You know, everybody's like sitting and they're all like yes men, you know, and they're praising NIFL, which is fair enough. When NIFL do good stuff, I praise them. But when there's stuff that's going on that's wrong, people sit back and they take it. You know, they take it and they continue to take it, you know. So we're not going to get into what I would do in Northern Ireland football in the top flight. We're not going to get into what I do in Northern Ireland football in the championship, or in basically the NIFL pyramid. It is what it is. NIFL don't like me because I say stuff about them. It's true stuff. They don't like it. So here is my suggestion, and I think it's a bloody good suggestion. There's a problem, okay? When you drop down out of the NIFL pyramid, where do you go? When you want to go into the NIFL pyramid, how do you get there? And it's crap. It is absolute rubbish. So the PSNI have the option to go into one of them 4 different leagues that I mentioned previously, but it's a bit messy. So here is my solution, and it's an easy solution. It's a bloody simple solution. We create a new league and we rename the existing leagues. Okay, so you've got your NIFL, top 3 leagues: Premiership, Championship, Premier Intermediate. Change the name of Premier Intermediate. It's a stupid name. So it's a bloody stupid name, because underneath that there you've got fucking 7 or 8 other intermediate leagues. Give it a new name, you know, NIFL Premiership, NIFL Championship, NIFL Division 1, you know what I mean? Don't give it this Premier Intermediate, load of bollocks that. I know I said I wouldn't say what NIFL should do, and I'm not really, but I am that. Right? And then you have a new league underneath that there, and that league is a criteria-based league. This is such a simple idea. So create a new league, and it's sort of like a wee league, right? We hear this. It's a brilliant idea, man. It's a league where there's no relegation out of, unless you don't meet the criteria to stay in it. And the criteria to get into that league would be the criteria to get into the NIFL, as they call it, Intermediate Championship League, right? So what happens is, it's not regional, because you get teams as far down as Newry, maybe. You maybe have teams from up with Strabane and Maiden City. You've got the likes of the PSNI would then drop into it. Coke United are a mid-Ulster team who are playing in the Ballymena League. But all the teams who aspire to play in the Niffle Pyramid play in this league. Okay? They can't get relegated because they meet the criteria. You know, you have to have a ground, you have to have 250 seats or whatever their criteria is. And they play in that league. Get a good sort of... I think they'd be interested in the league. I reckon there'd be 14, 16 teams who would be interested and want to play at a higher level. And it comes down to finances. So then, every season, they play their league. The champions can then move up into the Niffle set up. The bottom of the Niffle can then drop into that league. And that works. It's so simple. The teams who want to play in the Niffle League, they need to take the expenses of travelling all around the country, and it's only Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland's not the biggest place in the world. And that's my suggestion. Who runs the league? Don't know. Who sponsors the league? Don't know. How does it affect anything else? Don't know. But you put the other league there, and that gives an easy gateway in the Niffle without any confusion, and it provides an easy gateway out of Niffle, no confusion. It's a new league, the Intermediate Super League or some crap like that there. You know, give a wee fancy name, get the buy-in of clubs, get a nice sponsor on board, and that gives clubs the opportunity on a fair and even level to move up into the Niffle Pyramid. Another thing that should be noted is there's no teams from the West who are in intermediate football anymore. Kesh used to play intermediate. Arch Straw used to play intermediate. Mountjoy, I think Mountjoy or something. There's a load of teams that used to play in the Northwest Intermediate League the whole way down the west of the country. They've all dropped to junior football. There's no football in the West bar Ballymallard. Get the interest up there again. You could have a league that covers the whole of Northern Ireland. It's honestly, I think it makes football in Northern Ireland stronger. I think it gets interest, especially in the West, stronger. You have a team in the West who could maybe work their way up, and like look at Enniskillen. Enniskillen's a big town. Surely God, Enniskillen, Oma used to have a team. Surely God, there's enough interest in them areas to, get a team that can go up through the levels again. I was told that there was a team from Oma in the semi-final of the Irish Junior Cup, and they brought nearly 1,000 people to Dungannon. Maybe there's a bit of an exaggeration there, but apparently they brought a massive crowd to Dungannon, and they played Harryville Homers, who beat them. I think it was possibly after extra time. I think we have a responsibility, or Northern Ireland has a responsibility to have football from all over Northern Ireland representing at least an intermediate level, at least in the Niffle Pyramid. Northern Ireland's a small country, and we forget that there, and we gurn. Like, I gurn about travelling in Uri. I didn't travel in Uri because it was too far. Like, wise up now, I'd travel to friggin' Dundalk and Dublin for a League of Ireland. But I think, and this is just me, this is my platform to say what I think. It's for people to argue with me. I just think that we can do so much better in Northern Ireland with football. I think people need to take the blinkers off, and people need to stop thinking it's all like a vanity project, because there's people associated with football in Northern Ireland, whether it be in the AFA or Niffle or even the regional leagues, who look at it as their wee vanity projects. Get the vanity out of it. Do what's best for football in Northern Ireland, not what's best for your CV or for your free friggin' meal vouchers. Do what's best for football in Northern Ireland. What do you think of that? I think that's quite smart. Anyway, anybody who has any other suggestions on parts of the Niffle in the Northern Ireland football pyramid, put your comments in and you tell me what you think. I think that's a great suggestion, and it's not a controversial one. It's not rocket science. But it works, and it would work for any team who gets relegated. Any team in the NIFL setup who gets relegated doesn't lose that sort of level of football. They still get it. Brilliant.